Okay, fire away.
I wanted to start quick.
Yeah, I thought it started both halves the right way. With 7 points there, defense came out firing the second half, got us the turnover. Offense capitalized with 7 points. But like you said, finally I get to sit up here and say that we started fast. We started clean. That's most importantly. Got the ball in the end zone 3 times on that first drive. Third one counted, which was good to see. But just proud of the way the guys hung on there. It's never easy. It's never easy playing on the road. That's a good football team. We've all watched the tape. They just beat a good football team last week. They came from behind when things looked bleak. So as you're in that situation, I thought our guys did a great job hammering the 4-minute runs and then getting the turnover at the end. And Jesse did a great job executing that downtime. So just overall, thought our defense played really well. Held them to 4 field goals. 2 of them really, I think they got the ball on our side of the 50 and held them to points there. And so I thought the defense was solid. And then the offense made a lot of plays. There were some drives we could have finished and got more points on the board when we were down there and just didn't get it done.
Do you have an update on TJ Reader's knee injury?
I just know it's a knee injury. Hopefully it's better than not, but we'll get more information on that.
Well, at what point do you decide to take the ball? I mean, is that this morning decision? If you leave
No, that was something that started early in the week, and we solidified that. We have our situational meeting on Fridays. Saturday morning, and we talked through all that stuff as coordinators and St. Francis. So, that was something we were leaning to all week and then committed to it yesterday.
You think that's a one-time thing?
Oh, that's something we talk about every week. We talk about the coin toss and what we're going to do every week. This week, we just felt like we needed the ball to start and get us going and get some momentum.
On top of that, with the plays he called, the trick play, only ran the ball once, what was the reason you started the game as aggressively with your play calling?
Well, that's just the point. You go into every defense, and we know that they had a really solid defense. They're difficult to run against. They do a really good job. We knew that last year. Got a lot of respect for those guys, and just felt like we needed to be aggressive coming out. We want to have an aggressive mindset. We got great players. We wanted to get them involved early and let the other team feel that pressure from us, and so that was part of our process today.
Zach, you know that Joe's a very tough quarterback, obviously, but the throws he made today under duress, made some very sharp throws right from the get-go. What did you think of his play?
Yeah, that's just what he does. He manages his team as well as anybody possibly could. Did a great job. I can think of the touchdown to Jamar, was a tough one as he's kind of off balance and getting hit and throws that slant in there. So I thought that he did a really nice job executing our offense, giving us some explosive plays. Had a great throw to T where he gave T a shot, and he was aggressive with his mindset, which I wanted, but also knew when to be patient and just take the underneath throws, spit it out to Mixon, let those guys make some plays. So I thought he managed the game really well.
Why do you think the offense in general played maybe better than it had, or was more productive than it was in first years?
I think we played well in the second half of those games. We didn't start very clean. And so, again, it's a small sample size. That's all there was to talk about. But, again, we felt like we're a good team. We weren't changing anything about us internally. We just know that this season is going to balance out, and we're going to start to grab our steam, and that's what we did today.
What was your impression of Sauce Gardner?
He's a good player. We've studied the tape on him, and you have to go back and watch the tape on this. But he's got a lot of upside. He's a really good young player, plays the game the right way. He's well coached, uses his length really well. And so he's going to have a really good career.
Late in the fourth quarter, you guys were using a lot more of P. Ryan. Is that a result of, was Mixon injured, or you were just getting more?
Ankle was a little sore. And so as we were grinding it out there and Samaje was having success, and we felt like we were controlling the clock pretty well, just didn't make that switch, but feel good about him.
Encouraged there. That's really the best you guys have run it all year, and everybody in the stadium knew you were going to run it at that point.
That's what happens though. When you got a lead and you start to wear a defense out, that's where the runs can start coming. So, again, we don't look at the stats at halftime to see what the yardage is and overreact to that because, oftentimes you check other games, box scores at the end. They rushed for however many yards, and you didn't see how dirty the first half was, and you didn't see they had the two-score lead in the fourth quarter where they really started to punish the other team. And that's just the way it works. Last year a lot of our big rushing games came in the fourth quarter because we had a lead. Defense was doing great getting us the ball back. Other teams' defense was starting to wear out. And our guys were really starting to gain momentum up front. They were starting to feel themselves a little bit up front. That's good to see. That's what you want to see as a play caller. I thought our guys up front did a really nice job.
Zach, was LC a decision, this morning when you saw him on the field?
Not really. It was just to work him out. He hadn't done a lot this week, as you guys have seen. So it was more just get him out there and get him loosened up and moving around. But we felt good about him.
How much of that final drive before the first half, instead of just kind of killing the clock and going in, was about knowing that they were going to get the ball in the first half, or was it just trying to be aggressive?
I wouldn't even say we were trying to be aggressive. We were incomplete on the screen to start it. We were incomplete on a check down to start it. And then we took a sack that kept the clock running. Unfortunately, that's not how we wanted to go. So I wouldn't say that we came out trying to be aggressive. We just didn't find the completions there early on, and unfortunately put our defense in a tough spot, and that's the situation I got to do a better job managing.
How good was Trey Hendrickson today?
Really good, awesome. 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. He again wears out those tackles over time. And so he's just relentless. Him and Sam on those edges. And you got to give credit to those guys internally too, because they create that push that allows him to come one off the edge. But we know how special Trey is, and I think today just really proved that.
That big touchdown to Boyd, what did you like about the way that play unfolded?
I thought our protection, at points today was really, really good. I know we had the 2 sacks. I get that, but there were some times, particularly early in the game, where the protection was really good and allowed us to be aggressive and start that way because of how they protected and how they kept those guys off of Joe. I thought on this one, it was a blitz we talked a lot about. They kind of brought it from the other side with the safety. I thought we did a great job managing the protection call. TB did a great job with the route. The protection was really good for us. Joe did a great job. That's a tough throw. TB kind of caught the same pass against them last year, going the other direction. Same thing. They tried to undercut it. TB caught it. And this time, last year he got tackled by the safety. Okay, this year he did not. He outran everybody. So credit to TB for making those improvements and having a big play that really sparked us at that moment.
T. Higgins, makes that physical catch and then touchdown too. How close did you think that was, and what kind of toughness has he showed, kind of bouncing back?
Our receivers are tough as they come. They really are, and that's their mentality. And T went up, going up to get a ball, knowing that there's a post-high safety there that can come deliver a hit. He doesn't matter. He comes down with the ball and then comes back. He was available a couple plays later. We were down in the low red, and we weren't calling a play to him, so we kept him out for that rest of that drive. Trying to think what the touchdown was that he caught. I'm stuck right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Enough said.
I know you briefly touched on the turnovers being a big part of this Wednesday, but can you just tell us how impressive you thought Logan Wilson's interception was for you guys?
That's a safety or receiver, however you want to look at him, kind of letting his instincts take over and making a play down the field. Because for backer to be that far down the field and be able to have that torque and those ball skills to catch that clean, that wasn't a guy fighting the ball. That was a guy who naturally has those abilities. And, not only is he fast and physical and instinctive, but just the fact that he played all those other positions in high school and in college, that helps add to his value. And he does a great job utilizing that. And when the ball comes to him, he manages to come down with it. And it was a 95% really good run. And then we gotta finish that off.
You said you felt good coming in this week despite the losses, but did you need a performance and an outcome like this to maybe reinforce those good feelings that you felt despite the lack of wins?
We just needed to get the first win. I didn't really care what it looked like. Didn't care if it was 3-0 or if it was 49-3. We just needed to rip that Band-Aid off, get that first win. We've been a confident team all along. Really felt this team's confidence over the course of the week and last night. That's the only validation I need, is to see the look in their eyes. They go out to practice and they get ready for the game. We knew we were going to get a great performance from our guys, and they delivered.
That said, though, it wasn't a 3-3, and you won by more than 3-0. What kind of performance? What does this performance maybe do for you, especially going into a short week and now as you guys go on the rest of the year?
Just the win itself, I think, is all we needed. I think our guys, they know what we're capable of, so they don't need the validation. We just need to get in the win column and start to create that positive momentum, not only with our team but the fans. We want them to have something exciting. A winner coming off a win Thursday night at home. We saw what the Jacksonville game was like last year. It was one of the best scenes I've ever been around. We expect the same thing. Red hot Miami team, 3-0. They've beaten some really good football teams, and so it's going to be a tough test for us. But I know our fans are going to be there to help us do everything we can to pull out a win.
Hakeem playing at linebacker, getting started, was really active. What did you see from him?
Yeah, that's something to watch. But Hakeem, he's a fast, physical player. He's really playing physical right now. He's a guy that we've got a lot of confidence in when he gets his number. We feel like we got a lot of guys that could start at linebacker for us. We just know that we got 2 top-notch ones with Logan and Jermaine. So those other guys, when their number's called, we don't expect there to be much of a drop-off at all. Those guys are well coached, and they do a real good job playing in our system.